People often come across the line, kill them wherever you come upon them, and immediately think the Quran is commanding Muslims to kill anyone, anywhere. On the surface, it sounds extreme, and that's exactly why this verse has been misquoted for years by politicians, media outlets, and even extremist groups, all removing it from its actual context. But when we read the verses around it, the entire meaning changes completely. The Quran does not begin the passage with killing. The full instruction starts just one verse earlier. Fight in the way of God those who fight you, but do not transgress. Indeed, God does not like transgressors. This immediately shows that fighting in Islam is reactive, not aggressive. The permission is only toward those who fight you, and even then Muslims are warned not to commit injustice or go beyond limits. Now the next part, the part that gets misquoted, says kill them wherever you come upon them and drive them out of the places from which they have driven you out. Suddenly the line makes sense. It is about a people who had already attacked, tortured, and expelled the early Muslims from Mecca. The verse is telling them to resist those specific persecutors who had violently uprooted them from their homes. This is not a general rule against non-Muslims. It is a direct response to a years-long campaign of persecution by the Meccan aggressors. The verse then explains why self-defense was necessary. For persecution is far worse than killing. In Arabic, the word fitna here means severe oppression, torture, forced exile, and the violent prevention of people practicing their religion. The early Muslims were beaten, starved, boycotted, imprisoned, and in some cases killed. The Quran is saying that such persecution is a greater injustice than fighting back to stop it. Even then, the verse places strict limits on fighting. Do not fight them at the sacred mosque unless they attack you there. The Muslims were forbidden from initiating any violence at the holiest site in Islam. They were only allowed to fight there if they were directly attacked in that location. And then the verse says, if they do so, then fight them. Again, it is about defending themselves only when attacked. By the end of the passage, the principle becomes clear. Fighting is only allowed against those who oppress, and only until persecution ends. The very moment the enemy stops, the Quran commands Muslims to stop as well. There is no room for revenge, no order for expansion, and no permission to harm innocent people. So when taken in isolation, kill them wherever you come upon them sounds violent. But with the full context, the meaning becomes the exact opposite of how it is portrayed. It is not a call to attack others. It is a command to stand up against brutal persecution with strict rules, limitations, and an immediate requirement to stop when hostilities cease. This verse is about justice, not aggression, self-defense, not bloodshed, and restoring safety to a community that had been oppressed for years.